My people, let's watch this video.
You might not realize this, but out of the top 400 richest Americans, 62 are women. And except for 2 of them, they all got their money from divorce.
So first of all, I'm not bashing this lady that made this video in any way, to be honest. I'm just trying to point out something, and this is my honest opinion. 60 out of 62 people got rich because they went through a divorce. But in life, when you pass out a message, there's always the message behind the message, and then there's also some underlining message. Underlining message are message that accumulate over time in your head, even without being passed. So, for example, men that watch this video, what they subconsciously consume is, don't get married, because divorce is profitable for women. If you get married, some women might decide to take advantage of you, divorce you, and make profit out of it. Sometimes you might not even have thought about it, but it has registered subconsciously in your head. And that's when you now get into little quarrel here and there with your wife. Those are the kind of thoughts that now keep coming back to your mind. And for women, the underlying message there is like, you can get divorced to become rich as a woman. So a woman that has been in a marriage, that has been working it out with her husband, is now thinking, why am I even working it out? I can just get divorced and make a ton of money and just sail off to the sunset with one young boy, you know. So these are the underlying message that comes with it. So when we are giving out a message, we should also try to put perspective to it. For example, in the case of Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, their wife divorced them after years, after like 25 years. I don't think if a woman is going into marriage with the focus of getting divorced to become rich, she would spend up to 25 years with a man, because she's like 50 at this point. Her youthful years are gone. So the cause of the divorce is as important as the start. So, for example, in the case of Jeff Bezos, they didn't come out to say this publicly, like, oh, it's because of cheating allegation. But after the marriage, even Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates came out to say that, oh, he had an affair with his wife during this Epstein, whatever. So that's one reason. Cheating, infidelity in marriage. And now when this woman leaves and she gets settled, because in marriage again, you're not paying people because they get divorced. You're paying people because of the years they've built together. As a woman, most times she stay at home and take care of the house, take care of the kids, take care of everything. And the man goes to work. The man is working, and the woman is also working because she's at home and she's doing the work that the man could have paid someone else to do or allocated it to someone else. So she's also working. But people don't like to see things like this, because I've seen cases where married get deal, and it's the men that get paid. It's men that get paid because they're the ones that didn't really contribute financially to the marriage, but they contributed in other parts. You see some men become stay-at-home men, and they get settled from this thing. So it's not like people get divorced and they automatically become rich. They are paid based on what they've imputed into the marriage that could not be defined by money. So they are now paid monetarily for what they've done. Maybe their effort, their, all these little things here and there. And secondly, most of these men are very hardworking. When you're trying to build an empire, you focus so much on the work, and sometimes you lose hold of what is more important, like your marriage, like your children. You neglect them, and these things over time. Women are human beings too. This thing over time can lead to resentment and everything, and then it leads to divorce. But stats like this or facts like this does not paint all this whole picture, and people just think about it as, oh, women going to marry to get profitable. I'm not saying there are not women that their sole aim of marrying someone is to get rich of it. Of course, there are women like that. But social media has a way of portraying a few sample size as the whole population. Sample size is always very small compared to the whole population. The number of women doing this are very small compared to the population of the whole women in the world. There are so many good women out there. There are women that they go into marriage and not thinking about divorce, but life happened. A woman can get into marriage and she's physically abused, and now she decides to get divorced, and people will not see it like that. When they are settling and they give her a chunk of the man's money, what they see is, oh, she got rich off marrying that guy. They didn't see the underlying causes of these things. So when we are putting out a message, all I'm saying is there should always be some sort of perspective. I'm sure when she put out that message, she didn't mean it to cause any sort of harm. But again, I just like social media as a way of feeding on negative and bad narratives, and so sometimes we should always try to put perspective. For example, this perspective right now, that out of those 60 people, a lot of them didn't get divorced because of the money itself. They got divorced because of neglect, because of infidelity, and all these things are being ignored. And the only thing people are picking out of it is the fact that they got rich off it. So basically, my point here is, when we give out messages, we should also try to put perspective to it. There are so many good women in the world. There are so many good men in the world. When marriages does not work, it's not only because people want financial gain. Sometimes it's just because there are other underlying factors that are much more important than money. You know, someone like Melinda Gates is rich with or without the divorce. If money was the sole purpose why these people get divorced sometimes, they wouldn't get married again, because they know that if they went into the marriage thinking that they should divorce this person and make money off them, then they'll be thinking like that when they are getting into the next marriage, that this next person is coming out to get the money off them too. And some of them are married right now. So basically my point is, let's be objective while putting out videos out there. This is just my 2 cents about this whole thing. I hope it blesses someone. Have a great day.